You're probably scrolling through a dozen laptop options right now, wondering which one will actually let you squeeze a few gaming sessions in without turning your backpack into a heatsink and your wallet into a black hole. It's a legitimate worry. Nothing's more frustrating than spending money on a machine that looks great on paper but stalls the moment you launch a game, or forces you to live with a fan that sounds like a small jet engine. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's break down whether the Lenovo ThinkPad T480 can meet those mixed-use expectations, or if you'd be better off putting that cash toward a desktop or a laptop built specifically for hardcore gaming. First, who actually benefits from a ThinkPad that's being pitched as a gaming-capable laptop? If you're a student or professional who needs a reliable workhorse for spreadsheets, presentations, and occasional video calls, and you also like to unwind with indie titles, older AAA games, or esports games at modest settings, the T480 lands in a sweet spot. Its 14-inch chassis keeps it light enough to slip into a commuter bag, and the classic ThinkPad keyboard, known for deep key travel and tactile feedback, makes long typing marathons painless. That same keyboard doubles as a decent, if not spectacular, gaming surface. You won't be fighting a mushy, flat membrane like you might on a cheap Ultrabook. The durability badge on the ThinkPad line also means you can toss it into a backpack without fearing a cracked chassis after a few weeks of campus life. On the flip side, if you're chasing 144Hz refresh rates, ray-traced graphics, or the ability to max out settings on titles like Cyberpunk 2077, you'll be disappointed. The T480 ships with an Intel Core i5 and integrated graphics that were designed for productivity, not for pushing frames at high resolutions. In practice, you can expect smooth gameplay at 720p or low to medium 1080p on less demanding games. Think Minecraft, League of Legends, or older shooters, but you'll run into stutter or low frame counts once you try newer, graphics-intensive titles. So, serious gamers should probably skip this model and look at a laptop that actually advertises a dedicated GPU. Let's talk heat and fan noise, because that's where many buyers get caught off guard. ThinkPads have a reputation for efficient cooling, and the T480 lives up to it when you're typing or browsing. Under sustained gaming loads, the fan does kick in, but it's more of a low hum than a rattling roar. You'll notice a gradual increase in noise after 15-20 minutes of continuous play, but it never reaches the level of a desktop tower's blower. Temperature-wise, the laptop stays warm on the palm rest side, but it doesn't get hot enough to cause discomfort. If you're using it on a lap for long gaming sessions, a small cooling pad can keep the surface cooler and further dampen the fan's pitch. Battery life is another practical consideration. Lenovo's Power Bridge technology lets you swap out the main battery for an extended capacity pack, which is handy if you're traveling and can't be tethered to an outlet. In real-world use, you'll get around 89 hours of typical office work on a single charge. A solid figure for a 14-inch business laptop. Switch to gaming, though, and that drops dramatically. Expect roughly an hour and a half to 2 hours of continuous play before you're hunting for a power outlet. If you're planning to game on the go, you'll either need to bring the spare battery or accept frequent charging breaks. Display quality is often a make-or-break factor for gamers, and the T480's 14-inch panel offers full HD resolution, which is respectable for its size. The screen isn't a high-refresh panel, it's locked at 60 Hz, which aligns with its integrated graphics limitations. Color accuracy is decent enough for everyday work, but it doesn't cover the wide-gamut territory you'd find on a dedicated gaming laptop or a professional monitor. In bright environments, the matte coating helps reduce glare, but the brightness ceiling can feel a bit muted compared to premium Ultrabooks. If you're gaming in a dim room, you won't notice any major drawbacks, but you won't be amazed by vivid, punchy colors either. Port selection on the T480 is surprisingly generous for a laptop of its class. You get a full-size HDMI port, a USB-C that supports charging and display output, multiple USB-A ports, an Ethernet jack, and a smart card reader for corporate environments. That means you can hook up an external monitor for a larger gaming canvas, or connect a wired mouse and headset without needing a dongle. The variety of ports eliminates the need for a separate hub, which is a small but nice convenience when you're setting up a quick gaming station at a friend's house. Now, let's weigh the price against what you actually receive. The ThinkPad T480 typically lands in the $900 $1,000 range, depending on sales. For that amount, you're getting a solid chassis, a reliable keyboard, a respectable set of ports, and the peace of mind of